I'm Dr. Maureen Craig, and I will be providing a yoga class for you this evening. Let's begin by settling ourselves here on our mats in a seated posture, and we're going to work with the breath to begin with. And I want to teach you just a little bit about the breath and how to use the breath. We're going to hold for a count of 5, and yet I want you to be letting go in the body. So to accomplish this, think about your tongue pressing up against the soft palate in the mouth, and that actually blocks the exhale of the air, but then you let go in the body. So a full breath in, use the tongue to block the exhale in the palate, from the body, but then let go in the body and hold the breath for 5. And then on the exhale itself, make the lips the area of resistance. So like a straw, you purse your lips, and then you hold that and blow slowly against it. Again, letting go in the body. The only part where you have tension is around the lips. So we'll begin with that breath now. Take a full breath in and hold for 5. And release through pursed lips. All the way to the end of your exhale. We'll repeat this about 3 times. And as you're doing this, feel free to close your eyes if that helps you settle more. We want you to really arrive, be present. Big breath in for 5. And release. At the bottom of your exhale, another full breath in and hold. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. And then resuming your natural breath, really bringing your attention into the body and feeling the breath in the body. Checking in with your inner weather. What are you experiencing this evening? And just being present with whatever is here. And then setting an intention for your practice. I'm going to encourage you to take the intention of joy. We have this beautiful ritual of yoga that we can take on a regular basis. And it's a lovely time to turn our hearts towards gratitude and joy and feel that happiness that is present in our life. Each of us have moments that are challenging and moments that are beautiful. We intentionally lean into that what is good. Lengthen through the spine and then soften the chin towards the chest as you take a good stretch in the back of the neck, rolling one ear and then the other over the shoulder. Begin to swim the shoulders. Then lengthen the arms out into a T and roll the thumbs back 2 or 3 times. Exhale as your thumbs go back. Inhale, bring the hands to Namaste, and exhale. Inhale, push the elbows together, big back breath. Exhale down. Inhale, fill the back body. Exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale, reach. Exhale, open. Inhale, scoop it up. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, reach it up. Exhale, open. Inhale up. Exhale to home. Reach the arms out into a T again. We'll take a side bend, placing the right hand down, sweeping over. Inhale, sweep through the center. Exhale, side bend. Inhale, as you come over, drop your hand behind your mat and sweep the arm over. Inhale, as you move, drop the hand in front of your mat and sweep the back arm up. Inhale to the back of the mat and then to the front of the mat. Inhale to the side, sweep over, and a side bend. Sweep over. And then now taking your left hand to the back of the mat, right hand up. And now the right hand to the front of the mat, the back hand up. Back of the mat, front of the mat. And side bend. Side bend. Side bend. And returning to center. Take a moment now to come down onto your bottom, and we'll come into a little bit of core practice. We'll start with digging in the sand. So come onto your elbows, keep the heart lifted, the neck long, shins in tabletop, and use your feet to dig into the sand and push away. Use the breath to power your action. Exhale, 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 exhale. Two more. And lower yourself down onto your mat. We'll take the bicycle. Hands just behind the ears, shins in tabletop. On the exhale, you push the right foot away as the right elbow comes towards the left knee, but keep that left knee over the hip. Inhale, open. Exhale, switch. Inhale, exhale. With your breath now, nice and slow. Good, solid squeeze and a bit of a twist. Use those exhales to really engage all those core muscles. Once more on each side. Plant your feet down. And let's roll over onto our sides, coming into a cat-cow position. So move onto your knees, hands underneath your shoulders. Begin to undulate the hips a little bit. Find the breath in your body. Exhaling in. Inhale, Vidyalasana. Exhale, Marjariasana. And then pausing in table. Feel the back body engage in that heel. Push out like an extension of your spine. Add the left thumb to the sky. Feel the back body strong. Inhale, a little lift. Exhale, go off center. Keep the back flat. Inhale long and away. Long and away. Bring the left hand home, bend the knee, donkey kick for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring the ball of the foot down, calf stretch. Push into both hands and into the heels so you get a good stretch there. and bring that right knee down. Cleansing breath. Feel the energy in your body with the breath. And remember our intention of joy. Push that left heel back. Right thumb to the sky. Inhale a little lift. Exhale away. Inhale and away. Inhale long. Exhale away. Inhale, bring the right hand down. Bend the left knee and donkey kick. 4, 5, 4, 3, 2, and one more. Ball of the foot comes down. Calf stretch. And the knee comes back to the mat, cleansing breath. Doesn't it feel great to have a human body? Plant your hands down on the mat, tuck your toes, come into your version of plank. Knees can be down if you wish, or lift the hips just a little to keep the low back comfortable. We're going to just dip the hips left and right with your breath. Exhale on the dip. One more time each side. Push up to a down dog. Walk the feet a little bit forward. Let your hips be nice and high like the peak of your pose. If you feel like your hamstrings are tight, soften the knees, press the chest towards the thighs. And then drop the heel on one foot and then the other, slowly lengthening your hamstrings. They can get short because of our sitting all day. Walk to forward fold. The more we sit, the more those hamstrings shorten up. Inhale, lengthen out as you press on your shins. Long spine. Fill the belly. Exhale, draw the navel in. Shoulder blades down. Inhale. Exhale, soften and fold. Sweep the arms up. Cleansing breath. Okay, we have a fun pose now called willow tree. So we're going to get a little practice by widening our stance out. Feet are pretty much parallel, but a little wider than the hips. Okay? And we'll rock up just a little bit onto our toes if that's comfortable for you. You kind of have to determine if that's acceptable for your balance or not, and also for the comfort of your feet. Okay? As you rock up, your arms can reach up, and then on the exhale, when the heels land, let the arms sway between the thighs or the legs, like those willow branches in the breeze, and then sweep them up to an inhale, and roll up on the toes. Exhale, heels down, branches sway between the legs. Inhale, sweep it up on the heels, and down again. Twice more. Inhale up on the toes. Exhale, down. One more time. Sweep it up on the toes, and down. And then walking your hands up the legs and returning to a standing posture. Let's come to the top of our mat. We'll begin our flow practice. Finding your mountain posture. Take a moment to notice the heels, the feet parallel with the long edge of the mat. The weight in the heels, the knees, the hips, the shoulders and the ears all in alignment. And find that breath deep in the body. Exhale, feel the entire torso really release the breath. Inhale, fill. Exhale, release. Start to narrow the throat a bit. The narrowing of the throat slows the breath down, controls the breath. Inhale, the arms sweep up. Exhale, side bend to the left. Inhale, center. Exhale, side bend right. Inhale, center. Exhale and fold. Inhale for a half lift. Exhale, fold and step back on the right. Untuck the toes and place the knee down on the mat. Rise up in your modified warrior one, letting the hips sink a little bit. Then bring your hands down to the mat and walk that back knee back just a little bit more so you get a good stretch here in the psoas. Place the left hand on the left knee and walk the right hand out to the right. Come down onto that right hand and press the left knee away a little bit. Then bring your attention to your spine. Lengthen through the tailbone, through the crown, engaging in a little back bend energy to lift the heart. And then squeeze that right glute to open up the psoas on the right. Breathing for 3, 2, and 1 more. Releasing, and walk your hands back as you take a hurdler stretch, lengthening out the back of the left leg. Hands come forward, step back to plank. Taking a flow here, the knees down, the elbows in, chest and chin. Roll the heart up, cobra. Exhale, soften, tuck the toes, push the hips up, down dog. Inhale forward to plank. Bring the left knee down and step the right foot forward. Coming into that modified warrior one on this side. Bring the hands down. Take a moment to tuck the back toes, lengthen that knee back just a little bit past the 90-degree mark. Place the left hand down, the right hand on the knee. Begin to push that right knee open just a bit, then lengthen through the tailbone. Feel that back bend energy happening right through the crown, lifting the heart. Breathing, squeeze the glute on the left. And release. Frame that front foot, tuck the back toes, step to forward fold. Inhale for a half lift and fold. Inhale, sweep to the top and release. Empty coat sleeves. Option to bring your hands to heart and just appreciate the preciousness of your practice. Inhale, arms up. Exhale and fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Step back on the right, let the right knee down. Walk it back just a little bit so you get a good stretch in that psoas. Left hand on the knee, right hand out to the side, taking that same pose. Lengthen through the spine. Head back like someone's giving your ponytail a little pull. And then coming back to center. We're going to come up in a warrior one. So tuck the back toes. Position the back toes at a 2 o'clock position and rise in warrior one. Take the left arm and fold that arm so that your hand goes in front of the right elbow and push it up, kind of like the upside down number 4. Lifting and lengthening from that right heel, squeeze the right glute, lift through the right hand. Breathing here. Draw that navel in with the exhales. See if you maybe can sink your hips a little bit more. But keep that left knee right over the ankle. Release the hands. The left hand will go on the knee, the right hand on the hip. Bring your attention to that back heel and then all the way through the crown, that line of energy. Engage with a good squeeze in the glute. Feel the back body opening and lifting up the heart. 2 more breaths. And release. Bring your hands down to the mat. Step back for your plank. Taking your flow here, knees, chest, chin. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, down dog. Inhale the right foot up. Bend the knee and stack the hips. Flex the ankle. Circles with the ankle. Bring the right knee behind the right wrist. Option to use a block here on the right. Slide the right shin forward, keep the right ankle flexed, taking your pigeon pose here. And breathing as the outer hip gets a good stretch. If a pose doesn't feel good in your body, please back away from that. Always work to explore a pose with kindness and joy. Sliding that shin back a little bit, setting your block aside. Frame out your hands, tuck your back toes. Let that right foot return, 3-legged dog. Exhale, step that foot between your hands. Left hand down, we're taking that fallen cross or dragonfly twist. Feel that line of energy from the left heel through the crown and from hand to hand. Exhale and step, forward fold. Inhale for a half lift and fold. Sweep it up and release. Empty coat sleeves. We'll take this moves on the other side. Find your mountain posture. Take a moment to find your Ujjayi breath. Inhale the arms up. Exhale and fold. Inhale for a half lift, flat back, shoulders down. Exhale, fold, step back on the left knee comes down. Walk that knee back just a bit. Bring your left hand out, the right hand on the knee. Activate that back body, squeeze the left glute, lift the heart, lengthen through the top of the head. And then coming back into alignment, tuck the back toes and come up to your warrior 1 footing on this side. The toes will be at 10 o'clock. Arms reach up. 2 lanes of traffic here. Bending the right elbow, bring that right hand in front of the left elbow and lengthen up through that left side. So feel that left heel in the mat, squeeze the left glute, lift through the left arm and breathe. And release the hands to the mat and we'll come into our plank. Taking your flow here, knees, chest and chin. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, down dog. Inhale that left foot up, bend the knee, stack the hips. Bring that left knee behind the left wrist. Hand on a block is an option. Slide that left shin forward, keep the ankle flexed. Tuck the back toes if that helps you engage in that stretch. The stretch is in the outer left hip, and breathing with it. Slide that shin back. Return to a three-legged dog. A few circles with the ankle. And step that left foot between the hands. Right hand stays down. We'll take the fallen cross on this side or dragonfly twist. Keep drawing the back kneecap up. Bring the left hand down and step to forward fold. Inhale for a half lift, shoulder blades down. Exhale, fold. Inhale, sweep to the top and release. Take a moment to check in with how you're doing, and then we'll continue practice in our flow. Coming to a B series now. I was just noticing the time. We've changed the time, and I was thinking, are we at the end of practice? No, we're only about halfway through, so we're doing fine on time. The clock surprised me for a moment. Okay, settling into your heels. We're going to evoke that willow tree, feeling the tallness in our spine. Option to roll up on your toes just a bit. Exhale and let those branches fall. Inhale, sweep it up. Option to come up on your toes. Exhale and let those branches fall. Or wave in the wind. Inhale, sweep it up. Exhale and fold. Reach the arms behind you, and as you sweep them up this time, come into your chair. Weight in the heels, push the heels apart. Lift through the heart. Utkatasana and breathing. Exhale and fold. Inhale, a half lift. Exhale, fold and step out to your plank. Taking or skipping flow. Option for high to low push-up. Inhale up to up dog. And exhale, down dog. Inhale, raise the left foot up. Option to stack the hips. And then sweep that left foot forward between the hands. Runner's lunge. Let the hips sink just a bit. Bring that block to the inside of that foot. And draw the left hip back towards a pyramid pose, lengthening out the back of the left leg. Inhale forward. Press the feet apart and rise into your crescent lunge. 3 breaths. Bring the hands back to that block. Step the foot forward to a 3/4 stride so that the heel can come down to the mat and the left hip still comes back. A more classic pyramid. Flatten the back, lengthen through the crown. Bring the breath to the attention to the breath in the low belly. Really draw it in with the exhale. Now soften the back and fold the heart towards the knee. Bend the knee, bring it directly over the ankle, elbow on the knee, turn the back toes to 3 o'clock, and we're coming to 1 lane of traffic. So you can set your block aside. This is extended side angle. Raise that right arm straight up so you feel your heart and your hip turn to the side. And that top arm come over the ear. Feel that energy between the feet pressing away from each other. Left knee right over the ankle. And then soften the elbow. Don't let it set too heavy on the knee. Let it be strong in your core. Feel those muscles around the base of the spine holding you. Sweep up, warrior two. 2 or 3 breaths here. And perhaps enjoy the beauty and strength, the joy of warrior two. Turn that palm up of the front hand, coming to peaceful warrior. Left hand to the sky. Reach for the earth. Draw that left hip back as you straighten the front knee for a reverse triangle. Option to come onto the heel on the front, so lifting the toes for sky warrior. And then gently coming back down, extended side angle. One more breath here. Coming back up, warrior two, but hands behind the sacrum as we prepare for humble warrior. Draw the shoulders together and down. Feel the strength around all the muscles of the spine. Glutes are engaged, core is engaged. With the next exhale, fold. Release the hands to the mat and walk your hands to the long edge of the mat. Heels out a little further than the toes. Let yourself come to a bit of an inversion. Walk your hands forward, but let the tailbone lean back. Bring the hands under the gaze, heel toe together to a 3/4 stride, toes out, heels in, goddess squat. We're gonna make our moon, so drop the hips, bring yourself to the bottom of the moon, inhale it up, exhale it down. 2 more moons. Big breaths. Push through the heels and the hands, rising. Heel toe to a full straddle again. Squeeze the glutes, hands behind the sacrum. Draw them down, lift the heart. Keeping a strong, flat back. Begin to press the tailbone back. Letting the heart slowly float towards the earth. Lifting the hands off the sacrum if that's comfortable. Release the hands to the mat and walk them to the top of your mat. Step your left foot back to meet the right and take a flow here, or meet me in down dog. Pausing for a breath in down dog. Inhale the right foot up, bend that knee, bring that right foot forward, runner's lunge. Block comes to the inside of that right foot. Just let yourself sink a bit into your runner's lunge and then draw that right hip back, lengthening out the back of the right leg. Return to runner's lunge, press the feet apart, hold a focus point, crescent lunge. 2 or 3 breaths here. Engage the full core. Exhale and bring your hands back to the block. Step the back foot forward, 3/4 of a stride. Draw the right hip back for a pyramid pose. Flatten the back. Reach through the crown. Long stretch on the back of the right leg. Micro bend in that right knee, but really pulling that right hip back. With the last breath, softening the heart towards that knee. Bring the right knee over the right ankle. Turn the back toes now to 9 o'clock. And we're coming into extended side angle, setting our block aside. One lane of traffic here. Roll the heart, the hip, the shoulders open. The top arm comes up over the ear. Feel that energy from that back heel. Engaging the core. A lightness on that right elbow. That means you have a lot more energy in the base of that spine. Sweep up, warrior two. Feel the power in your body, the strength in your body as we practice. As we practice with our body. We're never done practicing. Yoga is a practice. Rotate that front palm up, reverse warrior or peaceful warrior. Keep letting the hips be low. Feel the pelvic floor engage with the exhale. Straighten that front knee. Draw the right hip up. Reverse triangle. Option to rotate up onto the heel of the right foot. Toes lifted. Sky warrior. Soften that knee, bring your elbow back down onto the knee, extended side angle. 2 or 3 breaths here. Coming on up in preparation for humble warrior, hands go behind the block, in the back. And this time, if you normally have your left hand over your right, switch and put your right hand over your left, like you're holding someone else's hands. Draw the shoulder blades together. Feel that core engage, strong around the hips, the low spine. Use that breath to really draw that pelvic floor up and in. With the next breath, we fold. Lifting the hands a bit off the sacrum. Keep your shoulders comfortable. Release them to the mat. Come to the long edge of the mat. A full straddle. Whatever is comfortable for your legs. It's about the distance of one leg. Heels out, toes in. Walk the hands back through the legs and come into a bit more of an inversion. Nodding the head yes. Bring your hands directly underneath the gaze and heel toe the feet into that 3/4 stride. Rising into your goddess squat, beautiful. Okay, let's find the power in this. So feel the power in your legs, heels pressed apart, knees wide. Feel the strength in your hips. Arms out, exhale, elbows right into the waist. Feel the strength in your arms. Inhale out, exhale, cactus. Continue with the breath. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Couple more times. One more. Hands on your hips, press through the heels, heel toe out to your full straddle. Give the glutes a good squeeze here. Feel the heart lift up, lengthen through the spine. Press on the tops of your hips. Let the heart float forward. Slide your hands down the outside of the legs until they come down to a little below the calves. Bend the elbows and draw the heart towards the earth. Lengthen out through the back of the legs. Surfing the stretch. Hands to the mat and slowly walk them to the top of your mat and step the right foot back to meet the left foot, taking your flow here. Knees, chest, chin, or chaturanga, lifting up to cobra or up dog, and finally down dog. 3 to 5 breaths in down dog. On the inhale, looking between the thumbs. On the exhale, stepping forward. Reach the hands behind you. Come into your chair. Hands to the heart. Lower the hips a bit. And then push through the heels. Reach up. Release. Empty coat sleeves. Or shake out those legs, recovering any tension that may have built in the body. And then finding your way to your mountain posture, settling on your breath. You do this practice for you, as a kindness for you. Taking care of our bodies, because we live through our bodies and we give through our bodies. Our strength in our bodies lets us give and help others. Inhale, let your arms reach up. Feel your heels to your fingertips. Strong in your core. Exhale and swan dive. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, step out to a plank. Keep the hips a little elevated here. Option to bring your knees down whenever you need to. Keep your hips and back in a comfortable position. Let's go for 3 breaths here. Option to float the right heel and push to 3-legged down dog. Slowly bring yourself back to your 3-legged plank. Switch the footing. Push 3-legged down dog. Coming back to your plank. Feet settle. 3 breaths. Push up, down dog. A recovery breath. Float to plank. 3 breaths. Knees down and walk through your arms, coming down onto your back. Roll yourself all the way down. And we'll take a bridge, bringing your heels right behind the glutes. Take a moment to notice the small of the back and push it down. So navel goes in. Start to roll the tailbone up as you squeeze the glutes, press into the heels and the shoulders. Chin lifts a bit. Breathing. Lift your heels, lengthen through your tailbone as you wiggle it down, vertebrae by vertebrae, releasing to the mat. Roll over onto your left side. We're going to take a side plank here. Now there's many options for side plank, and please choose one that works for you, that gives you just the right amount of challenge. So that might be knee down side plank, and it might be just from your elbows to your knees. It might be on your hand instead of your elbows. Whatever works for you. If you like to stack your feet or spread the feet apart, please find a side plank and take 5 breaths. And then let's switch sides. And whatever you did on one side, do a similar practice on the other side. 5 breaths. And release. Returning yourself now to your back. Roll that spine down, bring a block along with you. I'm going to place that block right underneath the sacrum. Bring your heels up. Some circles with the ankles. And let the heels drift away from each other. And then gently letting the heels come back together. Draw the left knee in as the right leg drifts long. Use that breath where you slowly exhale to really let go in the muscles. Might be the Ujjayi breath. Might be the pursed lip breath. Slowing yourself down. Bring your hands up the back of the left leg, lengthening through that hamstring. And the left ankle can come across the right knee in that eye of the needle posture. Press the left knee away. 2 or 3 breaths here. Reminding yourself what a great job you've done in your practice. Draw the right knee and let the left heel go long. And exhale. Walk the hands up the back of the right leg. Right ankle across the left knee, eye of the needle. Keep the right ankle flexed, right knee pressed away. Releasing that foot off the knee and bringing both heels down behind your block. Let the soles of the feet come together. Rock the knees a little bit left and right to release the low back. Bring the knees up and together. Press the heels into the mat to slide the block out from underneath. And bring the hands onto the knees and draw some circles on your back. And switch directions. Bring your hands to your ankles or big toes for happy baby. And just rock on the back, finding all 4 corners of the back. And releasing the feet to the mat. Heel toe the legs out to the edge of the mat so your toes crawl over. And then just rock the hips left and right, windshield wipering the knees. And roll over onto your right side. Option to use a block underneath your head. We're going to do cat pulling its own tail. So on your back foot, the bottom leg, you'll put it into the top arm, hand of the top arm. The front leg will bend at 90 degrees, and your bottom arm will hold there. Draw that back heel, the bottom leg, the heel into the glute. Lengthen down through that bottom leg, right through the knee. Squeeze the glute. And then roll the gaze a little bit back with the shoulder. 2 or 3 breaths here. A little letting go. And then gently releasing that bottom foot. And slowly find your way over to the other side. So the bottom foot comes into the top hand, and draw that heel towards the glute by lengthening through that knee. Squeeze the glute. Bring the top knee into the left hand or the bottom hand. Roll the shoulders open a bit and just breathe. Seeing if you can find a bit of release here. If you can't quite grab the bottom heel, don't worry about it. Just roll the shoulders open. Squeeze the glute a little. And releasing. Bring the block out from underneath of the head. Find your way back onto your back. And take a moment to think about what's going to help you feel good in Shavasana. You might take a block. I've done this sometimes where I place it right below my glutes. And then when I lengthen out my legs, the thigh bones are just lightly supported by that, and that can comfort the low back. So choose a posture that works for you. Perhaps you want to turn off the lights, or you'd like to put a mask over your eyes. Roll your shoulders under a bit. Let your hands and your feet be open in a gesture of acceptance. Each posture in yoga, we work hard to hold that posture. We pay attention to it. Shavasana is different. Shavasana is the counter pose, the letting go. Take a big breath in and a little more. And then let it go, feeling the weight of the body being held by the earth. Sense the earth rising to hold you, to meet you. Feel the heaviness in the shoulders through the arms. The heaviness of the back body and your hips. Your legs, how heavy they are. Letting the length of the spine be present in your mind. The head being heavy. A softness across the face. A softness into the mouth, the tongue, throat. Unhinge the jaw. Feel the breath lifting, ebbing and flowing inside of your body. Acceptance. Acceptance of this moment of your life. perhaps even noticing that there's a little joy here. Beginning to perhaps wiggle your fingers and your toes, or drink in a little more breath. As you transition from Shavasana into light movement. Option to squeeze the glutes and press the back of the head into the mat, the heels into the mat. Option to draw the knees in towards the chest. Comfort the low back. And then in your time and in your way, joining me for a seated posture. As we bring our practice to a close. Bringing your hands to prayer and taking a moment to sense the joy in your yoga ritual, the rhythm of yoga, the routine of yoga in your life, and how it can recenter you. May you have a beautiful and joyful week, noticing the joy in your life. Om Shanti. Namaste. Thank you, friends. Please do let me know in the chat or by email if there is, if it's good for you to move to this earlier time. I know the feedback from the survey was to move the time up, so we're trying that and seeing what happens with attendance. So glad that you're here with me. Have a good evening.